Hello everyone, I am Aniket Dattatreya Takle. Today I am telling about human urinary system. So let's start. Human urinary system is also known as renal system or urinary tract. In that system, primary organ is kidney. In that, humans get rid of wastes from the body through the urinary system. That the urinary system is a functional in turning toxic substances into the urine, storing and carrying urine, and safely eliminating it from the body. In addition to waste removal, which is the main function of the urinary system, it is also involved in other vital functions such as maintaining proper chemical and water balance and ensuring the body is hydrated enough by controlling the electrolyte levels. Further, the system regularly monitors the regulates the acidity of the body fluids. In that urinary system, there are various parts are involved, such as kidneys, ureters, urinary bladder, urethra, and urinary sphincter muscles. So first one is kidneys. In that kidneys are nothing but the paired bean-shaped structures forming the core of the urinary system. They are situated on either side of the spine towards the back, just below the rib cage. In that, the right kidney is somewhat lower compared to the left to accommodate the liver. In that, each kidney in an average adult weighs about 5 ounces and is about 5 inches in length, 3 inches in width, and 1 inch is thickness. In that, each kidney is protected and encased by three layers of tissues. First one is renal capsules, second one is adipose capsule, and third one is renal fascia. In that renal capsule, the innermost layer formed by the smooth fibrous membrane. In that second adipose capsule, in that a layer of fatty tissue. And the third one is renal fascia. It is the outermost layer comprising connective tissue holding the kidney to the abdominal wall. In that, the outer section of the kidney is known as the cortex. The medulla is in the center of the kidney and comprises 10 to 15 cone-shaped collecting ducts referred to as renal pyramids. In that, these structures pour the urine into the minor calyces, that means the cup-shaped receptacles. That means urine from here flows into the major calyces, that means the larger openings. It takes place via the renal pelvis, that means funnel shaped, and to the ureter and the bladder. In that, the majority of the kidney function occurs in cup shaped capsules referred to as the nephrons. That means there are about 1 million nephrons in each kidney. The blood gets filtered here, that means water and required nutrients are reabsorbed in the system. That means while the toxic wastes are eliminated. In that, further nephrons regulate the pH level of blood. That means nephrons comprises the glomerulus, that means a network of small capillaries or blood vessels that are contained in a thin sac referred to as glomerular capsules. That means it is called as Bowman's capsule. In that, through the renal artery, blood enters each kidney into the hilus, that means a curved notch near the center on the side of each kidney. That means then it branches into the capillaries of the glomerulus. That means the blood that exists from the glomerulus passes through a membrane that is three layered, initiating the process of filtration. When the glomerular filtrate arrives at the glomerular capsule, it moves through the PCT, that means proximal convoluted tubule, that is a small coiled tube. Here, water and other substances are reabsorbed into the bloodstream through small capillaries. In that, the remaining fluid contains substances that are not reabsorbed by the blood, that means water, excess salts, and urea, that means waste generated by the disintegration of proteins, that means are passed through the loop of Henle to the DCT, that means distal convoluted tubule. In that, numerous distal tubules pour wastes called urine into one collecting duct, which in turn pours urine into the papillary ducts. That means as it approaches the papillary duct, the solution is filtered continually. Hence, when it reaches the ureters, about 99% of the actual glomerular filtrate has been reabsorbed into the blood. That means in that the purified blood moves to the heart through the renal vein, and the urine moves into the calyces of the renal pelvis. That means second point is functions of kidney. In that, mainly the kidney is involved in three functions. First one is homeostasis, second one is hormone secretion, and third one is removing waste. In that, the kidneys are involved in keeping the body free from any impurities. That means it maintains a healthy chemical and water balances and monitors the electrolyte composition. That means further, the kidneys are involved in regulating blood pressure and in the secretion of vital hormones. The next point is waste products in the bloodstream. In that, the digestive enzymes disintegrate nutrients into small substances as the food moves through the stomach and intestines. This disintegration releases different toxic wastes into the bloodstream. These are urea, ketone bodies, uric acid, and creatinine. In that urea, protein metabolism yields amino acids which are disintegrated in the liver, forming ammonia. Since it is toxic to process by the body, that means the liver transforms it into less toxic urea to remove. In that ketone bodies, they produced by the disintegration of excess fatty acids in the liver. In that uric acid, they formed by the disintegration of purines in the tissues. That creatinine is a muscles metabolism yields it as a byproduct. If these wastes are allowed to accumulate in the blood, it would gradually poison the cells and blood. That means kidneys filter the dissolved waste from the blood, forming urine that is eliminated from the body over time. The next point is secretions of hormones. Kidneys either activate or secrete three vital hormones. First one is calcitriol, second one is erythropoietin, and third one is aldosterone. In calcitriol, it facilitates bone growth by increasing calcium and phosphorus levels in the blood. In that erythropoietin triggers the production of RBCs in the bone marrow. And in third hormone is aldosterone. Aldosterone is responsible for the regulation of blood pressure and sodium balance by increasing water reabsorption, filtration of blood in kidneys, and reducing the amount of sodium which is lost. Second part is ureters is nothing but the extent from each kidney. That means hollow fine tubes reaching into the bladder. That means each ureter extends about 12 inches. That means its width part is about 0.5 inches. Ureters penetrate the walls of the bladder from either side. That means which forms a U shape. In that, the ureters at the terminal of the U connect to the triangular shaped section on the bladder base known as the trigone. As the kidneys turn the wastes into urine, muscles which line the ureter walls aid in pushing the urine to the bladder to store. That means through the ureteral orifices, that means openings, the urine enters the bladder. That means the mucous membrane in the ureter stores urine in the bladder and prevents it from moving back up towards the kidneys where it can cause an infection. Third one is bladder. In that bladder, the muscular hollow bladder keeps urine till eliminated. That means it is positioned in the abdomen behind the pubic bone. At the base of the trigone, there is an opening to the urethra in the neck of the bladder via which urine moves out the body. That means the interior of the bladder comprises three layers. First one is serosa, second one is detrusor muscle, and third one is mucosa. In serosa, it is the outer coat. Detrusor muscle is in that collectively used term for three layers of smooth muscles, and the last one is mucosa. It is a inner layer. In that, when the bladder is full, A signal is sent to the spinal cord to urinate and the bladder muscles relax during feeling and contract during urinating. Uh, Next point is prostate. Prostate, in that these donut shaped gland surrounding the juncture where it connects to the bladder is seen only in males. In that prostate in young men is of the shape and size of walnut. That means it increases with age and can enlarge about the size of an orange. That means the main role of the prostate is the addition of fluid volume and nutrients to the sperm. That means numerous small glands in the prostate produce a liquid which gets mixed with the sperm in the urethra at the time of orgasm. That means the semen, that means combined fluids, gets released via the penis at the time of ejaculation. Furthermore, the prostate protects the bladder from any infection. That means its muscular fibers squeeze, helping to control the urine flow into the urethra. Next one is urethra. Urethra is the fine muscular tube of the urethra, connects the bladder to the outside. That means rendering a route for urine to exit the body. That means the urethra's wall comprises a mucous membrane and a layer of smooth muscle tissue. That means there is a difference in the function and path and length of the urethra in males and females. In that, in males, the urethra is about 8 inches long, connecting from the bladder to the head of the penis. That means it carries urine and serves as a duct to conduct semen that is released at the time of ejaculation. And in that, in females, the urethra is about 1.5 inches long. That means hence women are comparatively more prone to urinary tract infections. That means the short length makes it easier for urine to move back up in the bladder and source an infection. That means the urethra links to the apex of the vagina of a woman just underneath the clitoris. That means it is mainly involved in eliminating urine outside the body. Next one is urinary sphincter. In that, sphincters are two groups of muscles which regulate the urine flow out of the bladder. That means the urethra and bladder meet at a ring of smooth muscle, that is internal urethral sphincters, which are involuntary muscles stopping urine from backflow of the urethra to the bladder. That means the external urethral sphincters present at the end of the urethra are voluntary muscles which release and strain to start and stop the flow of urine. Both sphincters muscles, when open, allow urine to move out of the body. When they are closed, it prevents the urine from escaping. In that, these muscles are framed to function with the bladder. When the bladder relaxes, allowing urine to enter, the sphincter muscles stay closed to avoid any leakage. That means when the bladder contracts at the time of urination, the sphincter muscles relax, which allows urine to flow out of the body. In the event that they fail to function in sync, that means chances are that urine can leak from bladder, resulting in incontinence. So that's are all about human urinary system. Thank you.